Yes, let us consider about the plane sheet of charge and the electric field produced due to the plane sheet of charge. Yes. I hope you can see the screen. ओके तो इमेजिन करो कि प्लेन शीट हमारे पास है. सपोज दैट देयर इज अ प्लेन शीट ऑफ चार्ज, सिंगल लेयर. ओके, एक ही सिंगल लेयर अगर है चार्ज का, सपोज एक प्लेन शीट है जिसके ऊपर पॉजिटिव चार्ज रखा हुआ है. Only one layer of charge will be placed there here on this plane sheet. Okay. Yes, and if we suppose a point P at this point here, तो यहाँ पे अगर हमने एक पॉइंट कंसिडर किया तो वहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड कितना होता है वो हमको सपोज निकालना है. इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड at this point P here will depend on the surface charge density on this plane sheet of charge. Let us take it as sigma, which is going to be the charge upon area of that plane sheet. Okay, and it happens that due to this plane sheet of charge, the electric field produced at this point P here will be given by the formula E is equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Remember this, sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. This is the formula for finding the electric intensity at a point due to the plane sheet of charge like this. Now we can just discuss about two plane sheet of charge. If suppose we have a plane sheet which is charged by positive charge like this, and suppose that sigma 1 is going to be the surface charge density on that sheet, and suppose there is another plane sheet kept near it, suppose, and it is carrying the surface charge density of sigma 2 here. ओके, ये सिग्मा 2 इतना सरफेस चार्ज डेंसिटी उसके ऊपर है. ठीक है, तो अभी होगा क्या कि ये अलग अलग पॉइंट्स पे हम देख सकते हैं. लेट अस कंसीडर 3 पॉइंट्स. दिस इज द पॉइंट P here which is outside the first plane sheet. Then there is another point Q which is between the two plane sheets, and there is a point R which is beyond the plane sheet, beyond the second plane sheet here. तो अभी इसमें P के ऊपर जो पॉइंट इलेक्ट्रिक इंटेंसिटी होगा तो वो निकालने के लिए क्या हमको करना है रेकोडिक से. द इलेक्ट्रिक इंटेंसिटी एट पॉइंट P कैन बी फाउंड आउट सिंपली बाय, अब देखो यहाँ पे यही फॉर्मूला हमको बार बार यूज करना है. देखो इस पॉइंट P के ऊपर इस पॉजिटिव प्लेन शीट की वजह से, ये जो पॉजिटिव प्लेन वाला शीट हमको मिल रहा है उसकी वजह से जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड पैदा होगा वो इस डायरेक्शन में होगा, अवे फ्रॉम दिस प्लेन शीट, अवे फ्रॉम द पॉजिटिव चार्ज. एंड इस सिग्मा 2 की वजह से जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड होगा वो भी उसी डायरेक्शन में होगा, लेकिन ऑब्वियसली ये थोड़ा कम होगा, वो समझ सकते हैं. वी कैन कॉल देम एज E1 and E2. Okay, E1 and E2, and the net electric field at this point P here will actually be equal to E1 plus E2, just because both of them are going to be in the same direction, and that's why the net electric field at point P here will be actually E1 plus E2 here. And if we just consider about the point Q here, then we can just get that E1 will be in the direction away from this first plane sheet, and E2 is going to be actually directed opposite to this, that means it towards the left. ये जो E2 का जो plane sheet है okay, so this is going to be the electric intensity at this point Q due to E1 and E2, where E1 is going to be the electric field due to this sigma 1, and E2 is going to be the electric field due to this sigma 2 here on the other side. So we can just get that the net electric field at point Q here is actually the difference of E1 and E2 actually. Why? Because these are in the different directions, opposite directions, and that's why there will be a difference in between. And similarly, we can just get that ER That means the intensity at a point R, which is outside the second plane sheet here. So the electric field due to this second plane sheet will be in the same direction away from this positive charge. We can call it as E2 here. But the electric field due to this sigma 1 here will actually be in the same direction, and that will be actually E1 in this way. So at this point also, the electric field will just get added up together, and hence we can just get that it will be E1 plus E2 in this way. But if we compare, if just we take the x-axis to be in this direction and y-axis in this direction, and if we just consider this I bar here to be the vector which is along the positive direction of x-axis, then we can just express this E1 plus E2 or ER bar as E1 plus E2 into I bar. समझ सकते हो ठीक से? क्योंकि it is in the same direction as the positive direction of x-axis. But on the other hand, if we just take this into consideration, तो EP जो हमको मिलता है, उसको अगर हमको वेक्टर फॉर्म में अगर लिखना है, तो we will have to express it in this way. So EP bar can actually be written as minus of E1 plus E2 into I bar. समझ सकते हो ठीक से? क्योंकि यहाँ पे ये जो डायरेक्शन है, ये दोनों का जो सम का जो डायरेक्शन है वो इस डायरेक्शन में रहने वाला है, जो कि आई बार का ऑपोजिट डायरेक्शन रहता है, जिसको हम माइनस आई बार से डिनोट करते हैं, इसलिए वहां पे माइनस बार आ जाएगा और यहाँ पे प्लस आई बार आ जाएगा. नो डाउट द मैग्नीट्यूड विल बी द सेम, ओनली द डिफरेंस इज इन द डायरेक्शन ओनली, नो डाउट. ओके, एंड देन वी कैन जस्ट टॉक अबाउट दिस EQ हियर इन द डायरेक्शन. तो EQ को अगर हमको वेक्टर फॉर्म में लिखना है, तो EQ बार एक्चुअली कैन बी रिटन टू बी E1. अभी इसमें एक डिपेंड करता है कि बड़ा कौन है, ठीक है. तो इफ सपोज सिग्मा 1 इज ग्रेटर देन सिग्मा 2 और सिग्मा 2 इज ग्रेटर देन सिग्मा 1, so depending upon that you can just get this E1 minus E2 positive or negative depending upon who is greater accordingly. But at the same time, if we just use this formula for intensity, which is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught here due to the plane sheet of charge, then we can just modify EP here. तो EP को हम EP का जो मैग्नीट्यूड है, तो वो हम यहाँ पे लिख सकते हैं आराम से कि E1 के बदले हम लिख सकते हैं सिग्मा 1 अपॉन 2 epsilon naught, and E2 के बदले लिख सकते हैं epsilon naught, and 2 epsilon naught is taken common, and then we can just be able to get this as EP is equal to sigma 1 plus sig 2 upon 2 epsilon naught in this way. Okay, तो ये एक बात याद रखो. उसके बाद हम समझ सकते हैं यहाँ पे EQ जो है, मतलब Q पॉइंट पे जो इलेक्ट्रिक इंटेंसिटी बनता है, if we just put the values of E1 and E2 here also, then we can be able to get that this will be sigma 1 minus sigma 2, that is to be divided by 2 epsilon naught, and direction we can understand. And finally, this ER also can be expressed in terms of sigma 1 and sigma 2 in this way. So it will again be sigma 1 plus sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught in the same way here. And even इससे भी आगे जाके एक स्पेशल केस इसका हम से डिस्कस कर सकते हैं, which is about the equal intensities. If suppose the intensities of these two are just equal, if suppose the surface charge densities of both of these points are going to be equal, suppose, then in that case we can just get a simplification of this formula. Okay, so if suppose this sigma 1 is going to be same as sigma 2, if they are same, then there is no point in calling them as sigma 1 and sigma 2. We can call them as sigma simply, and then we can just be able to get the resultant intensity at point P here to be simply equal to 2 sigma upon 2 epsilon naught, which actually reduces after cancellation of 2 into sigma by epsilon naught, which is a standard result once again. And in the same way here, in case of the sigma 1 equal to sigma 2, तो ये जो sigma 1 sigma 2 जो है वो कैंसिल हो जाएगा, और EQ जो है तो वो हमको 0 मिल जाएगा. And ER once again can be written to be same as sigma by epsilon naught, simply just because this sigma 1 plus sigma 2 becomes 2 sigma, and that is divided by 2 epsilon naught, so that 2 gets cancelled and we'll be left with this sigma upon epsilon naught only. as the final value of intensity in case when the two plane sheets are having the same densities, same charge densities. But again, we can just consider this another situation in the same context, that if suppose these two plane sheets are having two opposite charges, अगर इन plane sheets के ऊपर जो charges है तो वो अगर opposite है तो फिर क्या होगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हमने same charges का case consider किया है अभी already. But if suppose there is opposite charge on these two plane sheets, then what will happen in this case? We have to discuss. So consider the two plane sheets once again. Here, this is the first plane sheet, which is deposited with a positive charge as usual, with the surface charge density of sigma 1. And this second plane sheet is suppose kept at some distance here, and it is supported by a negative charge with the surface charge density of sigma 2 here once again. Now, if we just consider these 3 points once again, here also P, Q, and R, then we can just have the expressions for intensities at these 3 different points. So if we just talk about the first point, that is P here, तो P point के लिए क्या हम बोल सकते हैं? The intensity due to this sigma 1 here will be away from this sigma 1. That means it will be along this line. We can call it as E1. But the intensity due to this charge on second plate, that is due to sigma 2 here, will be towards it. And that will be actually directed in this direction here. We can call it as E2, no doubt. And at the same time, the net intensity here in this case at point P here can be written to be equal to E1 minus E2 in this case. And if we just want to find out it in terms of sigma 1 and sigma 2, then we can be able to get this as EP is equal to E1 के बदले हम डाल देंगे sigma 1 by 2 epsilon naught, and E2 के बदले लिख सकते हैं sigma 2 by 2 epsilon naught, and then we can just be able to get that EP is actually going to be sigma 1 minus sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught as a final result. And if we just talk about the point at the Q, intensity at point Q here, then we can just get that the intensity due to this sigma 1 here will be directed away from this sigma 1. We can call it as E1 here. And at the same time, the intensity due to sigma 2, the second plate, the charge on second plate will be in the same direction here, just because it is towards it. And we can call it as E2 in this case. And then we can just get that EQ to be simply equal to E1 plus E2 here. So that we can just get that EQ in terms of sigma 1 and sigma 2 to be simply sigma 1 upon 2 epsilon naught plus sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught, which happens to be actually 2 sigma 1 plus sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught as it is. And finally, if we just talk about the point R as usual, then we can just get that the intensity due to sigma 1 here will be away from this sigma 1, that is E1 we can say, and the intensity due to sigma 2 here will be towards this sigma 2, that is E1 or E2 we can just denote it by. And the net intensity here at point R here will be actually E1 minus E2 in this case. Again, depends on who is greater. And again, we can just say that if E1 minus E2 is here and E1 is supposed by default greater than E2, then we can just call this as E1 minus E2. But here we have to call it as, अभी यहाँ पे E1 जो है वो बड़ा ही होगा, E2 छोटा होगा, लेकिन डायरेक्शन यहाँ पे उल्टा हो गया, उसकी वजह से यहाँ पे एक माइनस साइन आ जाएगा. And we can understand the reason of that minus sign, no doubt. So resultant intensity EP and ER will just be opposite in direction. ये हमको समझना है. If EP is towards left, then ER will be towards right. And if EP is towards right, then ER will be towards left, no doubt. And if we want to express this ER in terms of sigma 1 and sigma 2, once again, we can just get that sigma 1 minus sigma 2 upon 2 times of epsilon naught as it is in this first case, no doubt. And if suppose sigma 1 is going to be same as sigma 2, मतलब अगर सरफेस चार्ज डेंसिटी दोनों प्लेट्स के ऊपर अगर सेम है तो सिग्मा 1 इक्वल टू सिग्मा 2 होने से क्या होगा यहाँ पे, द ईपी विल बिकम इक्वल टू 0, इवन ER will also be equal to 0 if sigma 1 is going to be same as sigma 2, but EQ is not going to be 0. Even if sigma 1 is going to be same as sigma 2, EQ will actually be double of this 2 sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. That means 2 to get cancelled again, and we'll be left with sigma upon simply epsilon naught to be the expression for intensity in between these two plates. Remember. So ये सब जो चीजें हैं तो वो हमको याद रखनी अच्छी तरह से. Let us move the next concept in this chapter. Okay, we have seen last time that the capacity of a capacitor is actually defined as the charge to potential ratio, right? And from this only we can just get the expression for charge, that is C into V, and also potential, that is equal to Q by C. Okay, ये तीनों equations जो है तो वो इसी तरह से हमको ये तीनों इक्वेशन तरह से मिलेंगे, नो डाउट. अभी इसमें देखो, अगर सपोज दो कैपेसिटर्स है, दो कैपेसिटर्स, इन दोनों को अगर हमने सपोज सीरीज में कनेक्ट किया है तो उनका जो इफेक्टिव कैपेसिटी है तो वो हमको मिलता है 1/CS इक्वल टू 1/C1 प्लस 1/C2, नो डाउट. And if suppose the two capacitors are connected in parallel like this, तो यहाँ पे अगर उनको हमने पैरेलल में कनेक्ट कर दिया है तो उस केस में हमको मिलता है CP is actually equal to C1 plus C2, no doubt. कभी कभी क्या करते हैं कि देखो, और एक बात कि इस कोई भी पैरेलल प्लेट कैपेसिटर का जो कैपेसिटी है तो वो उसके एरिया ऑफ प्लेट के ऊपर और डिस्टेंस बिटवीन टू प्लेट्स के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है. So the capacity of parallel plate capacitor can be written to be A epsilon naught upon D, no doubt. If suppose air is there in between the two plates, then we can just have this formula for capacity of parallel plate capacitor. And at the same time, if suppose there is some medium other than air in between the two plates, then we can just get that A epsilon naught K upon D to be the formula for the parallel plate capacitor, which is filled with any other material of dielectric constant K other than air. Okay, तो air के बदले अगर कोई dielectric constant K वाला अगर medium बीच में आ जाता है तो उस केस में हमको उस parallel plate capacitor का जो capacity है वो इस formula से मिलता है. और the energy stored in the capacitor is obtained by the formula. There are three formulas for it. We can just use any one which are required, which is convenient for us. First is half of Q into V. The second is going to be half of C into V square. And the third one is going to be Q square upon 2C. No doubt. So these are the three formulae for finding this energy stored in a parallel plate capacitor. Okay, तो उसके लिए या तो उसका कैपेसिटी और पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस चाहिए या तो कैपेसिटी और चार्ज चाहिए, और अगर कैपेसिटी नहीं पता तो सिंपली पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस और चार्ज भी चल जाएगा, नो डाउट. और इसमें ये बात हमको समझनी है कि whenever the two capacitors or number of capacitors are connected in series like this, then the charge on these capacitors remain the same. यहाँ पे जितना भी चार्ज होगा इस फर्स्ट कैपेसिटर के ऊपर उतना ही चार्ज सेकंड कैपेसिटर के ऊपर भी होता है. So we can call it as Q each, but the potential difference just get divided. V1 and V2 will be the potential difference across these two capacitors connected in series, and that may be different, and the total potential difference across this combination is going to be equal to the sum of the potential difference across this first capacitor and the potential difference across these second capacitors here. And whenever the two capacitors are connected in parallel to each other, in this case the potential difference remains the same, which we can call it as V only. तो ये जो total potential difference है तो उसको हम V बोल सकते हैं, लेकिन charge get divided here in this case. So maybe that this first capacitor will carry a charge of Q1 here, and हो सकता है कि second capacitor just carries a charge of Q2 here, which may be different, but the total charge on this whole combination is going to be Q, which is going to be the sum of Q1 and Q2 precisely in this way. तो पैरेलल में होता क्या है, चार्ज डिवाइड होता है और पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस सेम रहता है, जबकि यहाँ पे इन केस ऑफ द सीरीज कॉम्बिनेशन it happens that the charge remains the same but the potential difference get divided into two parts or maybe 3 or 4 parts depending upon how many capacitances are there. Okay, तो यहाँ पे हमको ये समझना है कि कैपेसिटेंस के सीरीज पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन के अंदर भी हम पोटेंशियल डिवाइडर फार्मूला और ये जो है चार्ज डिवाइडर फार्मूला यूज कर सकते हैं. पोटेंशियल डिवाइडर फार्मूला हम यूज करेंगे सीरीज के अंदर. इफ सपोज नंबर ऑफ कैपेसिटर्स आर कनेक्टेड इन सीरीज लाइक दिस, सपोज बहुत सारे कैपेसिटर्स इस तरह से सीरीज में कनेक्ट किए हुए हैं, C1 C2 C3 C4 लाइक दिस. ओके, and suppose that the total potential across this whole combination is suppose given maybe V, suppose ये भी इतना पोटेंशियल टोटल दिया हुआ है कॉम्बिनेशन के अंदर का. लेकिन अगर हर एक कैपेसिटर के अंदर का जो पोटेंशियल निकालना है तो उसके लिए हमको क्या करना होगा, पहले कैपेसिटेंस का रेशियो निकालना होगा, एंड देन वी विल हैव टू फाइंड आउट द इनवर्स रेशियो ऑफ दिस कैपेसिटेंसेस, एंड देन वी विल हैव टू फाइंड आउट द टोटल पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस इन ईच ऑफ दिस कॉम्बिनेशंस. फॉर एग्जांपल, अभी फॉर्मूला में कोई एक्चुअली फॉर्मूला लर्न करने में कोई पॉइंट नहीं है, जस्ट अंडरस्टैंड द टेक्निक एंड जस्ट ट्राई टू यूज इट डायरेक्टली. सपोज फॉर एग्जांपल, तो कॉम्बिनेशन के अंदर एक 240 वोल्ट का पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस अप्लाई किया हुआ है और यहाँ पे जो कैपेसिटेंस दिए हुए हैं वो है सपोज 1 माइक्रोफैरड, 2 माइक्रोफैरड, सपोज इट इज 4 माइक्रोफैरड. ओके, एंड सपोज इट इज 8 माइक्रोफैरड. ये 4 कैपेसिटेंसेस हमारे पास है. ओके, इन चारों का हमको, चारों के अक्रॉस हमको पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस निकालना है. What is the potential difference across this first capacitor here? We have to find out second, third and fourth. इन चारों के बीच में कितना potential difference आता है वो हमको निकालना है. That means we want to find out V1, we want to find out V2, V3 and V4. Okay. So अभी इसको normal method से solve करने के लिए तो बहुत ज़्यादा time लगेगा. But we can just use this shortcut that when the capacitors are connected in series, then the potential is divided in the inverse ratio of their capacitances. क्योंकि उसका भी सीधा रीजन ये है, देखो Q is equal to क्या होता है, C into V होता है. So V can be written to be simply equal to Q upon V, right है. तो इस V को हम Q upon C लिख सकते हैं आराम से. So if Q is constant, then we can just understand that this V will be inversely proportional to C, and hence V1 is to V2 is to V3 is to V4 is actually going to be equal to 1 upon C1 is to 1 upon C2 is to 1 upon C3 is to 1 upon C4 like this. That means the potential get divided in the inverse ratio of their capacitances in the different capacitances. अब यहाँ पे 4 है इसलिए हमने 4 लिखे हैं, अगर 3 होते तो 3 लिखते. लेकिन इसमें यहाँ पे समझने जैसी बात यह है कि हमको V1 is to V2 is to V3 is to V4 जो है वो मिलेगा 1 upon C1. C1 देखो कितना है, it is 1 here. So you can just put the value of C1 here, 1 upon 1 is to 1 upon, ये दूसरा कैपेसिटेंस का वैल्यू कितना है, देखो 2 है, तो इसलिए वहां पे हम 2 डाल देंगे बिल्कुल. तो ये बन गया 2 इधर is to, तीसरा रेशियो जो हमारे पास है वो C3 जो कि यहाँ पे 4 दिया हुआ है, इसलिए यहाँ पे हम 4 डाल देंगे. और यहाँ पे चौथा जो कैपेसिटेंस है वो 8 दिया हुआ है. तो ये जो रेशियो है, लेकिन ये रेशियो एक्चुअली सिंप्लीफाइड नहीं है. सो वील हैव टू मल्टीप्लाई दिस होल रेशियो बाय द एलसीएम ऑफ द डिनोमिनेटर्स, व्हिच इज नथिंग बट 8 हियर. क्योंकि देखो 1 का डबल 2 है, 2 का डबल 4 है, 4 का डबल 8 है, तो एलसीएम तो फिर ये 8 ही आएगा कि नहीं. तो इसलिए पूरे को अगर हमने 8 से अगर मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया तो ये रेशियो हमारा सिंप्लीफाइड हो जाएगा और हमको रेशियो मिलेगा 8 is to 4 is to 2 is to 1. करेक्ट है. So this is going to be the ratio of potential differences, and if suppose these potential differences are in the ratio 4 is to 8 is to 4 is to 3 2 is to 1, then in this case we can just find out this V1 actually by just multiplying the first fraction. ये जो 8 है तो वो हमको यहाँ पे रखना है और इन सब का जो टोटल है वो हमको रखना है इधर डिनोमिनेटर में. ओके, तो यहाँ पे आएगा 8 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, and that is to be whole thing, which is going to be a fraction, and it is to be multiplied with 240. Where is 240? This is the total potential difference which has to be divided. तो जो potential difference हमको divide करना है उसको ही हमको इससे multiply करना है. That's it. So finally हमको मिलता है यहाँ पे 8 divided by what is this 8 plus 4 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. So 8 by 15 times of 240. Now we can just able to divide this. 15 ones are and 15 ones are and 9 remainder 90 हो गया. 15 6 are 90, correct है. And 16 into 80 कितना बन रहा है? So we can just understand it will be 16 8s are 128. So 128 volt is going to be the potential difference across the first capacitor like this. In the same way, we can just get the potential difference across the second capacitor by just dividing this 4 by the total once again. That is 15 again. And this 4 by 15 is to be multiplied with 240 once again. So that we can just be able to get that 4 multiplied by 16, which happens to be 64 actually volt. And in the same way, sorry, this is V2 actually. V3 can be again obtained by just dividing this third ratio. थर्ड 2/15 हमको लिखना है. ये 15 समझा ना कहाँ से आया? ये टोटल किया हमने रेशियो, जिसका रेशियो है तो उसको हमने टोटल किया और उसको हमको 240 से मल्टीप्लाई करना है. 240 मतलब the total potential which is to be divided in 4 equal different parts. So in this case we can just get this as 2 multiplied by 16, which actually happens to be 32. And finally we can just get V4 to be simply 1/15 into 240, which is going to be 16 only. And believe me, if you add all these 128, then 64, 32 and 16, definitely you will get this 240, and it has to be already. So this is the potential divider formula in case of capacitors. Remember this correctly. डायरेक्ट टेक्निक ही याद रख लो ठीक से. ठीक है, कि टेक्निक याद रख लो कि whenever the capacitances are in series, in that case the potential is just divided in the inverse ratio of their capacitances. And now we can just talk about the charge divider formula. Okay, so charge divider formula, it is to be used only when the capacitors are connected in parallel to each other like this. Suppose this is the first capacitor, this is another one which is connected to parallel to it, the third one is again connected to parallel to it, and again fourth one is connected in parallel to it in this way. So all these capacitors are connected in parallel, and suppose that the total charge in this whole combination is going to be, suppose 180 microcoulomb. Okay, 180 microcoulomb ये टोटल चार्ज यहाँ पे है जो कि यहाँ पे डिवाइड होने वाला है, क्योंकि पैरेलल में हमको पता है चार्ज डिवाइड होता है. ओके, and suppose that these capacitances are like 2 or 20 microfarad. This is suppose of 30 microfarad. This is of 50 microfarad, and suppose this one is actually 20 again. Okay, तो देखो यहाँ पे लिख से कि ये जो है 20, 30, 50 and 20. These are the capacitances actually. C1 we can call it as C2. This will be called as C3, and this one is called as C4 in this way. So if you want to find out the charge Q1 or Q2 or Q3 and Q4 in the same way here, तो इन चारों चार्ज कैपेसिटर्स के ऊपर का जो चार्ज है, इंडिविजुअल चार्ज, वो अगर हमको निकालना है तो उसके लिए सिंपल लॉजिक यही है कि Q, देखो Q इज इक्वल टू क्या होता है, C into V हुआ करता है. तो वी कैन जस्ट गेट दैट दिस इफ V इज कांस्टेंट, अगर V कांस्टेंट है जो कि पैरेलल कॉम्बिनेशन में होता है, तो Q will be proportional to C, and hence we can just get that Q1 is to Q2 is to Q3 is to Q4 is actually going to be same as C1 is to C2 is to C3 is to C4. Okay, and hence that means we can just say that the charge is divided. Okay, charge is divided in the ratio of capacitances. So charge is divided in the ratio of capacities. When the capacitors are connected in parallel, in that case, charge is divided in the ratio of their capacities. Okay. तो अभी total charge कितना है ये हम जानते हैं 180 माइक्रोकूलम है. So what is the ratio of charges? Can you find out? C1 is to C2 is to C3 is to C4 कितना है देखो इसे. वो हमको मिल रहा है 20 is to 30 is to 50 is to 20. That means if we just divide this whole thing by 10, क्योंकि ये तो बड़े नंबर्स है एक्चुअली, सबके अंदर 10 तो कॉमन ही है, तो हमको एक सिंप्लीफाइड रेशियो मिल जाएगा जो कि 2:3:5:2 आएगा. ओके, so this is the ratio of capacitances, and hence it is the same is going to be the ratio of charges also. So you can just say that this ratio of charges, that is Q1 is to Q2 is to Q3 is to Q4, is going to be same as 2:3:5:2. Okay, and then we can just be able to find out the charge on the first capacitor simply by dividing this 2 by this whole total, that is 2 is to be divided by 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 2, and that is, this is a fraction which is to be multiplied with the total charge which is going to be divided, that is 180 here. So if we just multiply this by 180, then we can be able to get that this will be actually 2 by 5 plus 5 is 10 plus 2 12, right? So 12, and that is multiplied by 180. If we just find this out, 180 upon 12 कितना बनता है 15 बनता है, तो 2 multiplied by 15 gives us actually 30 microcoulomb is going to be the charge on the first capacitor. We can just see in the same way here, the charge on second capacitors can be obtained to be just by dividing this 3 by the total of all the capacitances. That means it will be 3 upon 15, and that is to be multiplied with 180, which is to be divided, and then we'll be able to get this as 3 into 15, which happens to be 45 actually, and that is also again in microcoulomb only, and this Q3 will actually be equal to 5 upon 15 into 180, and then we can just get it as 5 multiplied by 15, which happens to be actually 75, and 75 microcoulomb, and Q4 is again same as this Q1 only because the charges capacities are same, so we can just get this as 30 microcoulomb as it is here in this way. So we can just find out the charges on all these 4 capacitors individually if we know the total charge on the whole system and the capacities of all these capacitances here in this way. So what we have to do is we have to just find out the ratio of capacities, and just we have to divide the charge, total charge in that ratio. That's all. And believe me, you can just check this 30, 45, 75 and 30 just add up to 180, which has to be again. वो तो होना ही है. अगर वो ऐसा नहीं होता है तो that means you have made some mistake somewhere. ये समझ के लेना है. ठीक है. So that is about the division, charge divider formula. Remember, sometimes देखो कभी-कभी इस टाइप के प्रॉब्लम्स आते हैं कि जिसमें मान लो कि एक कैपेसिटर है, 2 कैपेसिटर्स है जिनका C1 और सपोज C2 इनकी कैपेसिटीज है, और सपोज कि इसको हमने V1 इतने पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस के साथ चार्ज किया है और इसको सपोज V2 इतने पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस के साथ हमने चार्ज किया है, and suppose that this is the positive end of this first capacitor and this is suppose the negative end, this is the positive end and this is the negative end, and suppose that these 2 capacitors are connected together in such a way that their positive ends will just be combined together and negative ends will be combined together. That means the capacitances are connected like this. This is the first capacitor which is connected here with positive polarity connected together and negative terminals connected together. ऐसे अगर हमने इन दोनों को connect किया, तो what will be the potential difference between the end points of this capacitor? We have to find out how much will be the potential difference between these 2 points here. That is to be found out. How will you find it out? उसके लिए हमको ये समझना है कि first of all, how much is the charge on the first capacitor? Q1 we can just say. तो अगर चार्ज हम निकालने के लिए ट्राई करेंगे तो वो that will be C1 V1, correct है? And what is the charge on the second capacitor? We can just find it out. Q2 is going to be equal to C2 into V2. Okay. Now the total charge on the whole system is going to be Q1 plus Q2 here. And this total charge again is going to get divided in the ratio of their capacities. And that's why we can just have the potential of the common potential of the whole system in such a way that अब ये दोनों कैपेसिटेंस जो है वो पैरेलल में लग गए हैं, तो पैरेलल में होने की वजह से इसका जो कैपेसिटी C1 और इसका जो कैपेसिटी C2 होगा, तो उन दोनों का ऐड करके C1 plus C2 उसका टोटल इफेक्टिव कैपेसिटी बन जाएगा. C1 plus C2, this will be the total capacity which will carry the which will have a potential difference of V here. So the total charge on the whole system must be actually V here after connection. But what was the total charge before the connection? That is Q1 plus Q2, but Q1 is C1 V1 and Q2 is C2 V2. So you can just say that the total charge before connection was C1 V1 plus C2 V2, correct? And then we can be able to transfer this C1 plus C2 in the denominator in the other side, so that we can just get this as C1 V1 plus C2 V2 upon C1 plus C2 to be simply the formula for finding the total charge, or sorry, common potential of the whole system when the two capacitances are just connected in such a way that their positive ends are connected together and negative ends are connected together. But now if suppose we consider the same situation once again and just have this slightly modified, okay, थोड़ा हम modify करेंगे इसको, और अगर ऐसा consider करते हैं, okay, suppose the same situation is there. Suppose this first capacitor, second capacitor is just charged with some potential differences. Suppose this is the capacity 1, this is the capacity C2, and it is charged with V1, and this is charged with V2. But now in this case, they are connected together in such a way that, see the difference, they are connected in such a way together that their positive ends are not connected together and negative ends are also not connected together. That means positive of one capacitance C1, suppose it is on the right here and negative is on the left, but C2 को हमने ऐसे कनेक्ट किया है जिसमें C1 का पॉजिटिव C2 के नेगेटिव के साथ ज्वाइन हो गया और C1 का नेगेटिव C2 के पॉजिटिव के साथ कनेक्ट हो गया. और इनको अभी इस केस में इस पूरे सिस्टम के अंदर कॉमन जो पोटेंशियल होगा, डिफरेंस होगा, वो कितना होगा, तो वो हमको ढूंढ के निकालना है. सपोज उसके लिए हम ये समझ सकते हैं कि charge, total charge on the system before connection was simply C1 into V1, right? And the total charge on the whole, the second capacitance before connection was C2 into V2, like this. But now after the connection, what happens here is the total charge will actually be अभी टोटल चार्ज जो यहाँ पे ये C1 V1 और C2 V2 इन दोनों का टोटल चार्ज यहाँ पे Q1 minus Q2 होगा, not Q1 plus Q2 as it in the first case. So the total charge is going to be Q1 minus Q2. But since this capacitor C1 is connected in parallel to the capacitor C2, so the effective capacity will be C1 plus C2 once again, as it is in the parallel combination. And if this is multiplied with V, then we can get the total charge on the whole system after connection. which has to be equal to the total charge before connection, which is going to be Q1 minus Q2 actually. But if you just put the values of Q1 and Q2 here in this expression, then we can just be able to get that Q1, which is replaced by C1V1 minus Q2, which is replaced by C2V2. And then we can just be able to get this C1 minus plus C2 in the denominator. So yes, C1V1 minus C2V2, that is to be divided by C1 plus C2 will give us the final common potential difference between the whole system when the capacitors are connected in this way here. तो इस तरह से जब कैपेसिटर्स को हम कनेक्ट करते हैं तो इतना हमको पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस मिलता है, और जब इनको हम ऐसे कनेक्ट करते हैं तो इतना मिलता है. तो ये दोनों फॉर्मूले अच्छी तरह से याद रख लो जो कि हमने इस सेक्शन में डिराइव किए हैं. Okay, so let us stop this lecture here. We have seen about the common potential obtained when the two capacitors are connected together, and also उसके पहले हमने क्या देखा? We already seen the concept of potential divider formula, which is to be used in case of series combination of the different capacitances, and we already seen the charge divider formula also, which is to be used in case of parallel combination of the capacitances. Okay, so thank you all of you.